Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be talking about how do you simplify radicals with fractions. Another phrase for this is how to rationalize the denominator. Similar to these problems that you see up on the screen here. Just a reminder, this is the normal version. If you want the speedrun version where we go through pretty quickly, I'll link that in the description below. For your Ricasso Recap, you should already know how to multiply radicals and you should know how to reduce fractions. If you want refreshers on these topics, there will be videos in the description below. Please go watch those before you start this lesson. All right, new lesson starts now. Here we go. So here we have a radical with a fraction. That's what this lesson is all about. So step one is to simplify both radicals. And the way you can think of this is you can think of it as both the top and the bottom have their own radical. Okay, it's like you can split that radical to the top, one to the top, one to the bottom. And so we should know how to simplify radicals. Square root of 27 is 3 square root of 3, and the square root of 4 is 2. So step one is done. Step two, NORAD. Okay, I'm not talking about the National Aerospace Defense. Okay, here NORAD stands for no radicals allowed in the denominator. So I got to here. Do I have any radicals in the denominator, in the bottom of the fraction? I do not, which is exactly what we want. Okay, no radicals allowed in the denominator. So step two is done, and we are done with this problem. Okay, as long as you have no radicals left in your denominator, good to go. Okay, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems on your own. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now they've had time to work these problems. Let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, here is the work. Should have gotten the square root of 15 over 2. And for the second problem, should have just gotten 2 over 3. All right, next type of problem. You can see we've added another step here. So let's talk about this. Step one and step two, no change. Okay, let's simplify. And let's do our work over here. So the square root of 75 over the square root of 20 can be simplified into 5 square root of 3 over 2 square root of 5. Step one is done. But oh no, step two says no radicals allowed in the denominator. And I have a radical in my denominator. We have got to get rid of it. Okay, in math, we just don't write radicals in the denominator normally. So how do we get rid of it? Well, the way that we get rid of it is we are going to multiply the top and the bottom by whatever the radical is that's giving us problems. So in this case, we don't like the square root of 5 being in the denominator, so we're going to multiply the top by square root of 5 and the bottom by square root of 5. We should know how to multiply radicals already, so when I multiply this, I'm going to get 5 square root of 15 in the numerator, in the top. In the denominator, I'm going to get 10. All right, and just to point out here, we're doing 2 square root of 5 times the square root of 5. That's this denominator here. And the reason we did that is because when you do square root of 5 times square root of 5, this is 2 square root of 25, which is just 2 times 5. And we wanted that, right? We wanted the radical. We wanted this radical to disappear, which it does. Okay? So step two is done, right? Now we have no radicals in the denominator. Step three, check to see if you can reduce. Reducing means check the outside numbers. So this 5 and this 10, think of that as a fraction. So 5 over 10, again, we should know how to reduce, gives us 1/2. So our final answer is 1 square root of 15 over 2. And normally we wouldn't write the 1. You can, but if you want it to look sort of the way a math textbook is going to look, we would get rid of the 1 and just say square root of 15 over 2 is our final answer. And step 3 is done. Okay, time to practice. Go ahead and pause the video. Try these two on your own. When you're ready, unpause and we'll check your answers. Okay, now they've had time to work these problems. Let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem here is the work. Your final answer should have just been 5 over 3. And for the second problem, here is the work. Your final answer should have been 5 square root of 6 over 6. All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.